friends, relatives, or somebody you just want to kind of keep an eye on, we'll do our best to try and see if we can get little updates from here and there for those as we go along. So guys are crossing over and shaking hands. And we'll have the skips doing their trials now. You can see those Daniel's be rolling his. You can see his orange bowls, pumpkin power, right for the season for late October here for Halloween. Of course, those are the bowls he always plays with. I always call them the creamsicles, and he said pumpkins. I was like, yeah, that works better for October. So they did a draw, and the men are playing here at Laguna Beach on the north green, and they'll be playing on this north green the entire time. And the women are on the south green, which is closest to the clubhouse. And we'll do our best with the coverage. So our plan is we have the camera set up so we could do two rinks, kind of this game, and we have cameras set up for one of the women's games so we can quickly. We're planning on doing the women's game in the afternoon, but we'll try and play it by ear depending on how the game goes. If this game happens to end early, we can maybe switch over and we can catch the end of the ladies' games if it happens to work out that way. So we're going to do our best to try and be flexible and give you all as much coverage as we can. And thanks to the wizardry of Gary, we have the telestrator that I'll be trying my best to use and illustrate what's going on with the match as we go along. One thing, if you're new and you're not sure what this mark is down at the bottom here, this is what we call it's a 2 meter mark. And it's also called a T. So if the jack at a minimum length has got to be set, on the T right there, this is just a little bit short of it. And then also if anything, there's no dead ends. If there's the jack goes out of bounds, then it'll get reset on the tee. So if you're curious what these little marks are, that's to indicate what the tee is. Just kind of looking around, it looks like some of the games have already started. I see some scores already in the singles going on. And pretty consistent that all the singles games are kind of already going on, because they have fewer bowls to roll in the trials. And, well, this one's just finishing up the last of the trial bowls. This is Daniel's last trial here coming in. And this is Ian Ho. Ian's, I think I don't know if there's many people that can make the claim that they've been national champions in two different countries. He did it for Hong Kong as well as here in the United States. An incredible bowler for a very long time. All right, we're going to be off and running here.
Good morning and welcome to the Laguna Beach Lawn Bowling Club. My name is Patrick Minahan, and in this beautiful setting of Laguna Beach, California, we are hosting the 2025 Bowls USA National Championships. You are going to see 48 athletes from around this country competing for that national title in various disciplines of singles as well as pairs.
Again, if you're new and you're watching,
we hope you enjoy the week of competition
has to be
and have a good time.
On the side, on the right, you can see it's got to be at least at the 2 meter mark here, and then the jack can't go past the tee here. So if you roll the jack and it went to here, then it would get respotted on the tee. But since it was short, it goes where it is. All right, here's Ron's first bowl. We're underway. Ron has these red, white, and blue bowls, and he's got the orange stickers representing the color for the South Central Division. Really good start there, right on the tee. Just maybe a foot through. There's Calvin Darling, who also happens to be the president of PIMD. Be just a little narrow, a little heavy. See if he's going to take the jack, take it with. A little unlucky. Good bowl though. He set up pretty nicely. See what Ron's going to do. I would think Ron would just try and do the same thing. Something to come around here. Trying to watch this bowl is good. So something in this kind of area would be good. If you're wondering why Daniel just, he put a little mark. If you have a bowl in its original course when you deliver it touches the jack, it's a toucher. And so you indicate that by chalking it. Not a bad bowl by Ron. I think he would have preferred to be kind of on this side, gone through this bowl, but he was just a little narrow, but the weight was very good. Kevin's probably going to try a jack or bowl shot. He's already got second. He can pick the jack up and take it to his own bowl, or hit this bowl and have it go and then stay. Well, nice and positive. And it stayed up. Yeah, see Ian. Yeah, you see Ian calling to come to this bowl here. That's what I think the target is, because you can see if he hits this bowl and kind of moves it out and stays, then that'll be 3. And even if he misses, with that good weight and comes in here, that's a pretty good spot. All right, in round comes. A little zesty here. Through everything. Stays up, kind of matches in the back. We have kind of limited capability with those 2 bowls that are behind, or there's 2 bowls that are here. There's about maybe a foot and a half from going into the ditch. All right, Calvin's probably going to try it again. Maybe take a little pace off, not too much. And he's just trying to finish in this kind of area. See if he can get through the bowl or the jack here. Pretty good effort here. Just missed. Yeah, nice bowl there. It's going to make it interesting for Ron. See, the danger for Ron is if he comes, you really don't want to move the jack here, because if he flicks it, it's going to get away from his bowl and go to here. So he really could use something between these 2 bowls or come into this bowl with minimum. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Puts it behind over on that side, but it's still, Calvin, if he picks the jack up and if he can come through on the same side and get the jack and get to here, then that'd be 3. Even if he hits that bowl and knocks it out, he can get shots. That's why I think he wants to stay positive. This kind of weight would be probably good. Come right on through. See what he's got here. You can see the thought. I mean, that was probably the line, just a little too much pace, but he set it up pretty nicely. Really, really good, solid first end for both of these leads. All right, here's Ian's first. I think he's again trying to get to that spot there. Wow, he might have just put a second one in there. I mean, it's kind of a ripe little target. I think he would have preferred to be a little behind.
Good morning. Welcome to
Just kind of made a bigger target now for Daniel. I mean, he's still. This is the goal is trying to get it through here and hit either one of the bowls.
We are hosting the 2025 Bowls USA National Championships. You are going to see 48 athletes from around this country competing for that national title in various disciplines of singles as well as pairs. We hope you enjoy the week of competition and have a good time.
And even if he hits it, great. And if he misses, coming to this spot somewhere in there is probably pretty good. Preferably no movement on the jack. Can get away with hitting his own bowl. Yeah, that'll work. And see again, because he hit his deliverable hit the jack, you can see Ron marking it as a toucher. He's made a nice little, kind of got it, not quite in the triangle, but that worked out really well for him. Now he's holding 3. And he really needs to get in here. Calvin's eyeballing it. Almost. Nice try. Good effort. Now what's he going to do? I mean, the back's kind of a mix. He could probably just draw. I mean, he could try the same kind of shot and again, kind of attacking this ball and be around you. Really, this pocket is really nice. You want to leave that alone if you can help it, or you'll hit this and just kind of trade it with a ball to go back here. It's been a really, really good first end for all these guys. Yeah, here comes Ian. He's coming on this ball. Yeah, pretty good there. I'm not sure if he made 4. It's between this one and this one. I think this one will probably win for keeping it at 3. But Daniel's 3 down now and running out of balls here.
Good morning and welcome to the Laguna Beach Slumboling Club. My name is Patrick Minahan, and in this beautiful setting of Laguna Beach, California, we are hosting the 2025 Bowls USA National Championships. You are going to see 48 athletes from around this country competing for that national title in various disciplines of singles as well as pairs.
See the weight and trying to do
we hope you enjoy the week of competition and have a good time.
Here's Ian again. Probably just going to try and put another one in there. I mean, you really don't want any jack moving. You don't want to hit this so that the jack springs. Just kind of up in here. He might even be thinking covering the side or kind of blocking him a little bit. No, I guess that's what he's doing. I don't know if he meant to do it, but he put it in a really good spot. Yeah, they're having a discussion, trying to figure out what they can do. I mean, they've tried to come through with Jack of Ball, and then Daniel's even eyeballing trying to come the other way. I mean, really just at this point, you're 3 down. It's hard. It's going to get worse. You really just needs anything to move this any way he wants. They just need to kind of hit this target. You come here and hit it. You know, could spring it over here. I mean, you do have this away, so you don't, but I mean, even if the jack comes over here, you're 2 down. It's better than 3 down. All right, big shot for Daniel here. I hate to go 3 down right on the first end. I wonder if he's even still thinking about what he's going to do. Looks like he's decided to come the forehand. He's tried it 3 times, so I think he's just trying to come around here now. It looks like that's how he's set up. All right, it's away. I think it's going to hang out on him. Just neither one of the guys, they try, but they just couldn't hit the target. I'm pretty sure it's going to be 3. Let's see. Okay, it was 3. We got the official word. It was 3. So, so 3 for Ho and Rollick for the South Central to get us started. Get right in with the second in. Pretty good bowls by everybody. I mean, it just either Calvin or Daniel were trying the right thing. They just couldn't do it. All right, Ron was a little narrow with his first, but pretty good weight. Let's see if Calvin could get a good first one in there. Yeah, there we go. Good bowl there. Like it to be a little bit behind, a little vulnerable. Let's see if Ron can kind of makes the target bigger. I'm sure he's just going to play the same hand and come through. Just the weight was okay. I mean, you don't mind the weight and being behind. Just didn't quite hit the target. Calvin, I'd like to see him add, may add a little feet. You could get the same bowl is probably all right. Just no shorter than that is ideal. Yeah, it's another good bowl in the head, and it kind of takes away a little bit of that. But probably could get around any kind of action's okay. Yeah, he's gonna switch over now and see if he can come underneath. He's got this bull. He could come off of an in. You could hit the bull or the jack. It's just kind of come narrow and heavy here, I think. See if Calvin holding 2 is going to do anything different because they're going to get a little pocket behind. I think you might as well just put another one in there. Yeah, not bad. Kind of covering the side there. All right, I'm probably going to give it another go here. Kind of keep the similar kind of weight and just kind of adjust the line and see if you can hit the target this time. Giving it a look here, not far away. Pretty good bowl. Great bowl by Ron. Got one in there. Even though he didn't get shot, he had a really good bowl in the mix. That's really good there. Calvin's going to stick on the forehand. Pretty safe for him. Any kind of weight, he could be nice and positive. He could always come to the back here. He could come through and get a second. He could come off this pile and come in, but I think he's just trying to get another bull in the head. Pretty good there. Not sure if it's 2 or not. Kind of hard to tell from the angle. It does give a nice little kind of pocket for Ian to come through. He can play it kind of positive to or through these 2 bulls here. I think they're trying to eyeball to see whether it's 1 or 2. Ian shouldn't be being down. Ian's got no reason to be short here. He can be nice and positive free. I mean, even if he gets through to these 2 or hits the jack is all good there. Yeah, you can see he was positive. It just, a little narrow is all. Interesting for Daniel. He's probably just wanted, wouldn't be bad to try and get there first and come to that pile. All right, the pumpkin's away. Trying to will it in. Calvin's trying to will it in. Yeah, just a little short. Don't know if that's going to be in. Ian usually plays with kind of narrowish bowls as kind of its style. Let's see. He's going to try and go underneath it. Yeah, he's kind of going underneath it with a little bit of positivity, trying to get underneath that ball and see if he can kind of push something in and out. And it just kind of turned away. Yeah. See, Calvin's looking for a bowl in this spot with his foot because there's this pocket here of these bowls. So if the jack got moved, it'd be a little dangerous for them. That's what Calvin's worried about. Could drop a big number, so I think he's going all the way around. Try and get to this. Just kind of get one in this general area is fine. Yeah, still kind of useful there because it's behind, but probably not exactly what Calvin wanted. But it's not bad. Ian's still got to make the shot. Probably see Ian trying the same kind of thing. Coming with weight underneath to hit this pocket of bowls, maybe even squeeze through for the jack would be good. Trying again, it just turned a little much for him. I just don't. It looks like with the way that ball is turning, at least today, it's just he reads a lot more. Well, it's got to be ditch weight in order to get underneath the orange. I think he's really got to let it go if he wants to try and hit those. So Calvin's still calling for that back ball because I think they got 5 back there. Because there's 2 balls that are back in here that are Ian's that are still in play. So if a jack kind of moved here, they would drop a big number. I think he might have done it this time. Let's see. Yeah, he's kind of split them. You see where that ended up and just stayed up on. So only the jack is like in here is in danger, but it would be actually an interesting shot for Ian. If Ian managed to hit it hard and kill it, and then it could come to the tee, then I think he'd still get 3 from these. I don't think the orange ball I think is over in here, so I think it'd probably be 3. Definitely, at least this at least would be in. Well, Skip's been put to the test right off the bat here. All right. And it's off again. Just kind of hanging out on him. All right. Well, know that Daniel's at least holding. An interesting shot he could play if he wanted to be try and be greedy would be to try and come through and wait and hit this ball and then knock it out. I don't think he's going to do that though. I think he's just probably going to try and just do a draw. He's going to try and keep just drawing this hand. Either work his own up since it's on the running surface or come underneath. Just trying to get another counter. A little jack movement would not be bad here. Just a little. Okay, that probably pushed it for 2, I would think. 2 it is. Good ball by Daniel. Managed to add the other one to it, so if there was any question, there's no question now. So both teams are on the board now. So 2 for Gorlick and Darling there. So it's 3-2 after 2, scheduled for 18 ends in this first round of the Bowls USA National Championships. While Calvin's rolling a jack, thank you to Arrow Bowls for letting us use their tent. That's where we're underneath right now.
Good morning and welcome to the Laguna Beach Lawn Bowling Club. My name is Patrick Minahan, and in this beautiful setting of Laguna Beach, California, we are hosting the 2025 Bowls USA National Championships. You are going to see 48 athletes from around this country competing for that national title in various disciplines of singles as well as pairs. We hope you enjoy the week of competition and have a good time.
A little more of a medium length jack this time. Calvin with a all right bowl, nothing wrong with that. Maybe a couple yards behind. Run with a pretty good opener also. Probably about a yard behind, right in center. Pretty good opener. Both these guys are probably just, all they need to do is just, lines are pretty decent and just need to make a small adjustment on the weight. Yeah, nice bull there by Calvin. That's really well done. Only about a foot, foot and a half behind. There's Ron's. Just a slide over adjustment. Not bad. It's close. I think he's only about a foot and a half short. Daniel's looking at it. Yeah, I think he thinks that Ron managed to get shot out of it. So, I mean, you prefer to be behind because he can got this bull to work off of. But he managed to get shot. So now Calvin's got to think about it if he's going to go around or if he's going to switch. I think he's switching hands because he doesn't want to push this in. So he's coming around this way. And he can even use this bull to get the inside of it. That'd help the cause. Pretty good effort here. Just kind of slid by. Just slid by. Ron should be holding one here. You can afford to kind of go between the two, kind of like a Goldilocks bowl. A little too hot, a little too cold. Get one just right. That should be right in line with these two bowls. That'd be a pretty good target there, I think. Trying to get to those two. Yeah, a little unlucky there. That's why you really wanted to try, when you're holding, try not to be heavy and narrow and coming across and get jack movement when it doesn't help you. You'd be better off coming to this bowl or all the way around, but it is what it is. I mean, he didn't miss by much. Weight was very good. But now it's turn the head over. Calvin can go back to that original hand. It's really not in his way. But I think he's going to stick with the backhand here. Must just still like it. I'm thinking is I could just do it again. I played a pretty good bowl. I'm just going to try and do the same thing. Home up, Joan. Okay, here's Ron. See what he's got here. He's got to turn in. Just going to go just to hit his own. Almost. A little unlucky. Kind of pushed his own away a little bit. So kind of, I mean, Ron had two good bowls there where he just missed a little bit on either side and kind of each one hit a little bit worse, unfortunately. They really didn't, they weren't bad bowls. They just kind of bad results. He's still got good bowls and good position, but I mean, they're at least two down, maybe three. Be interesting to see what Daniel wants to do here. I can see either hand. Calvin likes that. Likes coming in this way. I mean, he could come this way and he could push this bull in, but I think he's going to opt to come here. This would probably be a pretty good spot in between this little triangle here of bowls that are away. That wouldn't be bad. It's kind of overcooked it here. Yep. It gives him something in the back. It's interesting. The leads have really been kind of driving this game. And the skips have had chances to kind of take it away, but haven't been able to do so. The leads have been really, really solid. And the window margin for trying to turn it over has been very small. The skips haven't been able to equate it. Even a pretty good draw weight there, just very narrow. Daniel probably just wants to drop probably 3 yards here, I would think. There it is. Great adjustment. Nice bull. Another one in the count for sure. Should be at least 3 now. Big target though, but with a couple holes. Let's see what Ian does if he keeps that same draw weight, or he goes a little bit more positive, trying to get some jack movement or push a bull out. All right, in he comes. It's going to be close here. Wow, really good bull by Ian. Probably cut it to 1. I'm looking at the second. Calvin's taking a look at the second here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to have a listen of what they're talking about. So, what they're discussing is Daniel's wanting to know if he could come through and push this bull out. Well, first, Calvin thinks that this bull is second shot, so they're only holding 1. So, based on that, he ideally would like to push this bull out so that he has all the others that he could make use of. But how is he going to get there? And then how much weight he's going to, does he have a path? So that's what they were discussing. Because they do have the kind of the danger is near these 2 bulls. So preferably not to move it there, but he's going to give it a try. It was kind of what I was saying earlier, trying to push this bull in, or he could push this out by coming around on the backhand, which is what he's going to try and do here. Give it a look here. Look at that shot. That's well done. But if that bull is just kind of teetering, if it fell, it would make it better. It's definitely 2. But still have that measure. But if that bull falls over, I think it's not going to at this point. Jack is just kind of wedged right between these 2 bulls here. Really nice promotion by Daniel. Seen some really good bulls early on. And hopefully that'll stay for good coverage this week. I don't think it's trying to make something happen here. I don't know if that was the plan of hitting that front bull in, but it's still 2. But man, there's a dangerous second there, third. So it's this bull's 1 and 2, but then this bull is third. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Daniel, just put it in his pocket. It's pretty dicey to try and get anything to happen. I don't know if that was necessarily Ian's plan. I wouldn't put anything past him, but I don't know if he was trying, he had that bull that was like a couple feet short and to try and hit it and move it up. They each have 1 bull left. So Daniel can't put it in his pocket and just say, oh, I'm not going to roll it because Ian's got 1 more behind him. If he didn't have to throw it, I don't think he would. But I know you don't love the blockers. I think Calvin was saying that I think Daniels might be putting in a block here. The main thing for Daniel is he just doesn't want to change the head or put anything closer. So, I mean, to me, I always think putting in a back ball versus a block, but they already kind of have a couple back here. So let's see what he's going to do. Pretty nice bull there. Not really in the way, not doing anything. If anything, I might keep their own bull in. Boy, I wonder. I could imagine if Ian wants to come with a little positivity here. I mean, ideally he'd want to get the jack to this spot. So any kind of movement, you really want to be positive and hit it somehow, probably on this hand. And just try and see if that jack can just kind of squirt out. He can also hit his own bull that's here and try and get it into the pile as well. Yeah, it's pretty heavy here. He's not far away. Really good shot there by Ian Ho. Look at that. So again, this is why if Daniel would have, put a back ball in instead of drawing another one, then I don't know if Ian could have got away with that. But they're taking a look. Calvin's going to reluctantly give it to him. Yeah, great shot by Ian Ho. What a bold 3-point turnaround there. Great bowl. We've seen some pretty fantastic bowls after 3 ends, but Ho and Rawlick from the South Central take that one and go up 4-2 after 3. Okay, we're off with the 4th end here. Ron again almost put that first bowl kind of where we put the last one. Just pretty good weight. I mean, it's almost an instant replay the last time we went this way. With Ron having pretty good weight and just pretty narrow, and then Calvin putting it right near the jack. Better effort by Ron here. It's just a little shorter than we wanted, I think. All right. Yeah. Good that they have a little communication there. I was wondering, Calvin just looked like he was ready to rock and roll. But with Ron's bowl, it might be in his line, so I think he's probably switching over. Yeah. It's good with the communication. I mean, usually the lead just, if you don't say anything, the lead's just going to rock and roll and just going to do it again. But, you would assume, if there's a bull that's kind of on this side that could be in his line, this kind of Daniel should have the responsibility to say, yeah, no, you need to switch. And he did that in time, so that's good. Wow, Calvin with just another good bull. It just doesn't matter which hand he plays. Going that way, he's just been lights out. Actually, he's been playing really well the whole time. Both these leads have. I mean, if anything, Ron struggled just a tad going this way, and even his balls haven't been that bad. See if we can figure out the puzzle with this third one. And again, it's not that Ron's been bad, it's just that Calvin's just been lights out going in this direction. Here's Ron, look at this. What a bowl. Cut it to one. I mean, really good bowl, really close, and then still second. Calvin probably going to stick with the forehand here and not mess around with touching either one of these two bowls in front. He's just going to come around in here. And he comes. Just needs to beat that front one. Didn't quite make it. Almost. Almost. And again, Ian and Ron having a good conversation here. Ron was thinking about, can I come this way? And Ian waved him out. And I think this is the better play to play this hand because he can push his own up. Something through is probably good. Something playing through here is probably the better play. Ideally, when to hit his own. Yeah, just kind of came arrow again. Just seems like when Ron takes, there's some like point of no return for Ron's balls where it just kind of like it either is good in the area or it just really hooks. There's Calvin again. Probably looks like he's just putting something in the back. Just gonna hit that on. Yeah, another good ball. Really solid play there. I mean, all these guys are playing really well. I mean, even these two bowls of Ron's are really probably they're just like an extra hook. There's probably like really like in here, but for some reason it's just falling off the table. But there have been some pretty good heads. Ian's probably going to try this again. I mean, this is a little bit dangerous, but he's got this bowl he can work off of. So I think that's what he's trying, and with a bunch to come. Kind of put another one in the mix. Daniel's probably going to try again. He's probably going to, yeah, again, come on the forehand. He's got this ball that he can use to come off. Let's see if it comes back from there. Just a little heavy. Pretty good road. It did come back. Yep. Yep. I was just saying, hey, I got the road. Letting Calvin know. I'm trying to get an ear out to see what they're discussing. I think Ian's going to try this, like, kind of either getting his ball out or getting the double combo here. But I think the danger is moving the jack to here, so that's the thing you got to watch out for. Missing is not a bad thing here with this weight. Oh, almost. I think he would have loved to have been on this ball instead of that ball. He could have been in this little pocket and taken that triangle away. It kind of would have freed things up. Trying to listen in and see what the guys are talking about here so I can try to relay it. I think the concern is that this bull here, if they were saying if it rolls over one time, then that'll be shot. So that's what they're worried about. So they're thinking, well, do I just try and draw around here, or am I trying to draw around here? Yeah. So that's what I think. They've got this pile now. He could, where they were saying as well, even if he can use this wall to come around. If he happens to hit this wall, he could come around. So they were saying I can use it, right? What's the last words I heard Daniel say? He's just cut it across a little bit. Ian's going to go have a look. Be interesting. I mean, it's just kind of an interesting head here because it's, the PIMD guys are holding one, and they do have this kind of trapezoid here of four balls that the jack got into. That's pretty tight, and it could easily go in there. Ian has two balls left. I think he's switching hands. He's coming this way this time. You really kind of want to disrupt this would be good, or you could push these two balls and try and get something there. I think he's going to go through the pocket. Yeah, he just kind of went through. Ron kind of eclipsed us there, but he went through this pouch this little hole here. He went through that gap instead of here. So that's how his ball ended up there. And Daniel's kind of looking to see what he wants to do here. So Daniel's got 2 bulls left. Ian's got 1 bull left. Daniel's, again, probably going to try that same thing. Coming on the forehand here. Coming on this side. Just like he did the last time. He's not shy. I think he's... if he was trying to cover those 2 bulls of Ron's, he kind of left it out a little bit. Yeah. It just kind of appeared here. It went all the way around. So you can just kind of make the shadow out there. Ron and Ian are having a conversation. This is I mean, again, when Ian was trying to do, I mean, he's down 1, but trying to control the weight to, like, if you hit this bull out, okay, great, you'll get shot. But if you hit the yellow bull, then you have to account for the space between this bull and then have it go just like 1 flop over to get shot and not like 3 or 4 so that it moves the jack into the pile. Instead, he's opting to go this hand and see if he can poke it free that way. And, oh, he did it. Look at that. Chipped the jack, hit the jack, and it rebounded out to the pile that he had in front. Not often you see a planned shot where you're having the jack go backwards, but that's exactly what Ian was trying, was to try and hit that jack that was wedged kind of on that bull, and he knew that if he hit it, it would ricochet off that bull and get into the triangle. So it's at least 2. It might be 3. It's kind of hard to say from the angle. And my producer's telling me it's definitely 3 with his bloody fingers. Yeah. So the live streaming team, and we've been here every morning, especially Gary. Steve and I have been doing shifts, coming in the mornings to try and run the cables and setting up the tents and taping everything down and covering the cables and getting the cameras and testing everything out. And we get here and, oh, World Bulls is broadcasting something else. Okay. We'll upload it later so that they'll have some bulls to watch after the event's over. All right. And Daniel is kind of in trouble because he can't just go clean because this doesn't belong to him. He's looking like he's eyeballing, coming with some weight. Yep, away goes the pumpkin. See if we can get some action here. Look at that shot. Oh, Daniel Gorlick. What a bull. Both of these skips making just spectacular turnovers there. 2 out. Might be more now. I think it's just 2. They're going to measure that other one. 2 and a measure. Ian did it last end. Daniel did it this end. And last bull magic. Two it is. Daniel with a great last bull to tie the matchup. 4-4 after 4.
Good morning and welcome to the Laguna Beach Lawn Bowling Club. My name is Patrick Minahan, and in this beautiful setting of Laguna Beach, California, we are hosting the 2025 Bowls USA National Championships. You are going to see 48 athletes from around this country competing for that national title in various disciplines of singles as well as pairs.
All right.
We hope you enjoy the
Well,
week
we're
of competition
4
and have
ends
a good
into
time.
the first round, and we've been a barn burner already. Been some great bowls. And the first couple ends were really driven by the leads, and the last two ends have been skips making great shots with their last bowl, sometimes turning it over 2 or 3 times. Right. And Calvin a little loose with the first one, not bad. You know, better to be long than short here. He's probably about 5 feet through. I think Ron's going to match him. Yeah, about 4 feet through. Both these guys are in adjusting really well. They did that on the last end. Kind of have, you know, good lead play that you like to see with that. First ball's for, you know, for sure behind, close to the line, and then making the adjustment as needed. Not bad there. All right, here's Ron's second. Yeah, another duplication by Ron there. About 4 feet. I think it's interesting. When you're like about a yard or 4 feet through, I think you're better off just doing the same thing as opposed to over adjusting and trying to get 2 or 3 yards through. So he just opted and just kind of did the same. All right, here's Calvin. Nice bowl there. Yeah, see, again, you just see this the small adjustments. I mean, Calvin was 2 yards through, then he's like 4.5, and now he's a yard through. Always adjusting, but just still finishing behind. Let's see if Ron makes a grand adjustment here. The upside with Calvin doing that is you always have bowls behind that are all useful. And this is the danger, like with Ron, is like you make like kind of the one big adjustment and then you over adjust. Because I could see that. It's like we thought he made an adjustment with the second one and he just kind of over adjusted with his third. And what Calvin was doing is, you know, you could see the heads much, much better and he managed to get shot. Let's see if Calvin makes another adjustment. To me, I would just duplicate your third. I mean, why bother trying to mess with that and trying to take 2 feet off? It's not so easy to do. Let's see what he tries. Yeah, again, real good. Still managed to make the 2 feet off and do that adjustment again because 2 feet, and then a yard. Really, really good, stunning bowls there by Calvin. The head set up very, very nice for them now. See if Ron can kind of split the difference with little Goldilocks bowl here. Too hot, too cold. Get one just right here. Not bad. Don't mind it. Don't mind it being with that weight. At least it's behind, and he gave it a shot. You know, if he got a little action on the bowl or the jack, it kind of spring it. So nothing wrong with that. I mean, Ron's going to be frustrated, and you can see it in his face. He's a little frustrated himself. But it's not like Ron played really bad. It's just the Calvin were just, you know, exceptional on that end. If you're watching at home and you're kind of a newer bowler, this is the kind of adjustments you want to make. Calvin put on a clinic right there. I mean, his first bowl's behind and useful, and then he just made a little adjustment to get to here weight-wise, and a little adjustment to get to here weight-wise, and then the last adjustment here. And so what does he get at the end? He's got these bowls that are all behind and one on the jack, as opposed to putting one here and putting one here and putting one here. He just slow micro adjustments. And because the bowls with the jack, you really want to make sure for Daniel here, you want to make sure that you get one behind. Behind in the count would be ideal. Yeah, that's still okay. Kind of changes what Ian's got to see it as a profile. I mean, I would have preferred he didn't touch it and just floated around. I think he would have too, but it's still, you know, of grasping at straws a little bit there. It's still a good bull. Now Ian's got this little pocket that he could come into and split these two bulls. He's not far away. Yeah, he hit both of them. What a shot by Ian. Cut it down to one and kind of freed it up. He hit both of those bulls on the button, pushed it out. Just a really great bull by Ian Ho there. I think, I mean, there's a lot of space, but I think Daniel's still holding one with his last. No, it's just an open draw here. If you can match Ian's yellow bull, that would be pretty good. He's not far away here. Yeah, another really good bull there, making it two. A lot of room to draw for Ian, relatively speaking. 2 feet or so. Ian just kind of, he really could draw either hand. Probably the hand that you feel good on. So he's going to play the ditch hand here, going his backhand. He's got Ron's in front that he could push up if he hits it, which he did. Ooh, pushed it up and in. Not sure if he got shot out of it. It's close, though. Yep, he did. Made it all the way, according to what Calvin said. So this bull here is the shot. The red, white, and blue bull of Ron's. Room for Daniel to draw. And just kind of hung it out a little bit. Interesting. I wonder what Ian's thinking here. To me, I'm thinking it just, you've kind of gotten a shot now. Maybe it's just good for just a draw. But I would have thought that on the last one. And he opted for kind of that promotion of the front bull. He's going to come the same hand again. I wonder if he's just going to try and come through here, maybe hit this bull out or push this one in. Just drifted away. Calvin does have room to draw here. Just wants to find those two bulls. Can he just get the inside of it? Oh, just kind of hit a little too square. Hits the inside of that bull and it just dropped a little weight. It probably would have worked in for a shot. But as is, it's probably going to be still one for South Central guys. Ian's got to be careful here. I mean, I think he wants a draw, but he doesn't want any jack movement. Kind of with the mix, if you have a jack, he's kind of like, this is ours, this is away, this is ours, You really don't want to have the jack movement here, because you're holding one and you don't want to turn over. Get a good shot of Ron's backside here. And just kind of flipped all the way through. Just kind of went through this gap and went all the way through. All right, so one more for South Central. They'll take the 5-4 lead after 5 ends. Scheduled for 18. And there is a time limit. It's 3 hours and 15 minutes. So I would hope that would be enough time for everybody to get their game in. We're about an hour in and 5 ends down. So a little close to it. And here you're going to see where they have the jack kind of passed, and so Ian will put it on the tee, kind of like we were talking about at the beginning. First bowl's away. You see, Ron had a pretty solid first bowl. The other thing that's interesting, which I think was smart by Ron and Ian, is they changed the length. You see, the jack had been kind of in this zone, and you could see the change. Ron made the adjustment and got one within a foot, even though it was a little short. But then Calvin ended up, kind of very short, really. And now Ron could just do it again. Yeah, 2 solid bowls there by Ron. I even like the adjustment there. He was just a little short, and then he added like a yard. So. There's good sportsmanship here. So I think Daniel's gone to the restroom, and so his opponent is still just giving the information. Just you wouldn't normally see that, but again, it's good sportsmanship by Ian, which I would expect. So that Calvin knew what it is he wanted to do, and then we didn't just stop the game, while somebody got to have a bathroom break. And Calvin's switch over on the really needs to kind of get something up and into the head here. And just barely stayed in, and that's right on the plinth. Ron just wants to do it again here. And 2 really good balls. And sometimes it's like that, it's like you just gotta change something. Maybe you're getting beat, maybe change something, try and find something different, and see if you can get a third one in. There's Ron again. Another really good ball by Ronnie. Look at that. Another stunner. I mean, they're short, but man, he's got a wall. He's got a wall that's going to be hard. And it's not a wall like this where you can, I can hit this ball, hit this ball, hit this ball. It's a vertical wall, which is a very small profile for somebody to try and hit. And you can see that it hoods the jack. Probably can't even see it. Calvin really should be, kind of trying to come across and through here. This should be his target. This is not bad here. I mean, I think that's the right idea. I think I like that weight with the, yard. But hopefully you're a little narrower with the next one, trying to finish here so you can get a piece of this. And hopefully kind of push, ideally like maybe this bull here so you come off for second, to get third, or you hit this bull here, maybe get second out of it, and you kind of free it up for your partner. Ron's probably just going to try and put one in the back, just something behind. He does, with three kind of on. Yeah, this is beautiful. 4 really good bowls by Ron there. Daniel's back. I think this is generally the right call. I think Daniel's just looking to see maybe he could just draw a second or something here. Sometimes it's like that. Like Calvin, when it was here, was just absolutely lights out and go in this direction. You add a couple of yards, and now the line's a little off. I mean, that's great weight there. But he couldn't find the line. And sometimes, especially when you're kind of like an edge rink, like Ron, then you're starting to take into account the green slope of everything kind of falling off because everything kind of crowns on the end. And I think that's what was happening with some of Ron's up in here, where it was just kind of floating all the way across. Kind of, I think it got Calvin that time. Now Ian's been, set up a beautiful meal by Ron here, so. Just probably wanting to try and get another one in if you can. I don't think that quite made it. And it's really set up kind of nice for Ian. I mean, he could have just drawn it this way, and if he hits any of that, it's all good for him. Let's see what Dan is kind of in a lot of trouble here. He's probably at least 3 down. He kind of needs to chop some wood here. This is really good. Really good here. What a bowl. Oh, man. Really got shot out of it. Cut it to 1, though, which I think is what his goal was. That's what he wanted. I mean, you could see where his foot was when he was trying to get Calvin to do it. He's got 1. So, yeah, I think Ron's calling it. Yeah, I think he's going to come this way. Again, I mean, this was Ian's played that hand to there, but I think he wants to adjust and see if he can tip that ball out or push any of these up is probably the idea. Not a lot more weight, not like, crushing it. I think he's maybe just Just kind of came a little narrow and hit that pole, but it's making it really difficult for Daniel to try and do anything. Kind of wide in the head a little bit. All right, Daniel's going to stick with that backhand. Wonder if he's going to try and draw one or come with a little weight. It's like more of a weighty swing here. Yeah, and Kelvin's calling him down so he can see it for himself after this ball. And Ian's going down as well. Maybe all the way up. Yeah. Didn't really do anything. No harm. So we're having a little chat here. Everybody kind of wants to get eyeballs on it. Interesting head. While they're waiting, we do have our first result already. Is multi-national champion and former world champion Ann Nunes looking to reclaim her national championship title. Had her first singles game today and has already finished. She won 21-1. Singles, they're playing to 21 points. So that is the first result we already have for the day. Is Nunes winning 21-1. All right, here's Ian. Does have one. I think he's probably trying to chip out the orange, I think, if he can. Oh, he got it. Oh, didn't quite turn it out enough. Good shot, though. Just didn't get quite enough. I just don't know if he maybe got a second out of it. They're looking at it to see. Got a very interesting head. Well, it's one of those things. It's like, well, if you're one down, yeah, so they're trying to eyeball, like, well, do I come around and hit this? You see them with their hand movement when they're pushing. They're thinking, like, well, if I can hit this bull, sorry, I'll clear it, hit this bull here on this side into the jack and have the jack float to here, then that would be one for them for this bull. I think that's what they're eyeballing. But that's, obviously not easy. And then what's the danger that could apply? Well, if you come a little narrow, probably getting wrecked here. I mean, I don't know how close this bull is. If you hit the yellow into that, or if you had the same weight and just turn this over once, then you're probably two down. This is, again, assuming you're one down. I mean, there are some people that just fire at it and let the fates decide. But you don't want to go a whole lot worse here. And it's kind of a mix in the back. So again, it's like, well, do I go one down to one down and then try and draw it with my last? Or, I mean, Daniel, as we've seen, hasn't been afraid to play with weight if he needed to and did it quite well. He's looking forehand here. He's looking like he's coming this way, so I mean, he's got to be worried about pushing this one in unless he wants to hit this ball into the jack and move it to here. We'll see what happens. Got the ball into the jack. What a shot. What a shot that was. And that was the plan. You could, I mean, he was eyeballing it whether he could do it from this side or he could do it here. And that's what he did. He did it right here. Phenomenal weight control there. And he ducked under this red ball here. So he had the weight to hold the line here to hit that ball. Just an absolute phenomenal shot there by Daniel Gorlick. To turn the head over. One for them. I mean, just a great draw. I mean, Kelvin didn't have the best of ends. Kelvin's been just absolutely nails the first 5 ends or so. So it's going to happen. And Ron just had a spectacular end. But then being a good partner, Daniel just picked him up. He put a nice second in, and then now he's turned the head over to get shot. Ian's probably just going to come this way, I think. Nope, he's going to go the other way. He's going to try and push all this stuff up. He's coming with some weight here. I wonder if he's just trying to hit the pile and see if he can get that orange ball out of there. And let's see what happens. No, that was what I think the concern was he probably more likely to have that happen from that hand. I think the other hand would have been better. And because that was the danger. I mean, we're trying to push an opponent's ball up, and it's always a danger that it sticks around. And that's what happened there. So now Daniel's got to the point where he's got two and a chance to draw for a third. At least I'm pretty sure it's two. It looks like two. I'm not sure how close this bull is to this bull. All right. And Daniel will probably just be working on this. He can come this way. Yeah, that's the way he's going. He's either going to hit this bull or see if he can come to this bull just to try and draw. What I think is probably a third. Not far away here. Not far away here. Oh, just a little short. Did get three, though. There, well, at least Calvin says it's three. Ron's still debating it. So wait a second. Let's make sure. I was going, boy, if you think it's three, you gotta be right on top of it because they're going to measure. But it's definitely two out. It's definitely two out, and then they're measuring the third. Gary's trying to be quick on the draw because Calvin indicated three, but Calvin was a little premature there. It's two. So it is two. So now leapfrog, and now it'll be 6-5 after 6. The PIND is winning. They've traded ends. Nobody's won 2 ends in a row. Whoever's had the last bowl, especially the last 3 ends, has taken it. The skips, it's kind of the lead show, the first 3 ends, but the last 3 ends has been the skip show. Hell of a match, a third of the way through.
Good morning, and welcome to the Laguna Beach Lawn Bowling Club. My name is Patrick Minahan, and in this beautiful setting of Laguna Beach, California, we are hosting the 2025 Bowls USA National Championship. You are going to see 48 athletes from around this country competing for that national title in various disciplines of singles as well as pairs. We hope you enjoy the week of competition and have a good time.
Let's go Calvin, champ. All right. They're smart. They probably should go back to that kind of distance that they've been playing, but all right. First ball's away. Ron really didn't like his, but it didn't turn out too bad. Holden shot about 4 feet through. Let's see if Calvin can do like he did the last time he went this way and just kind of do the micro adjustments after being like, he's probably about 2 yards through, so let's see what happens here. And again, another good bowl. Probably took off about 4 feet, and he's about 2 feet short or so. 2 feet through, rather. 2.5. Right around second. And just kind of matched his first weight. All right, see if Calvin can make another small adjustment here. Yeah, just a little bit too much on that one. Ron's probably going to switch over here now after that one's kind of in his way, and see if he can get the line over there and then just take a yard off. Is probably give him a shot if he could do that. think he had the weight there. That was the weight. He just kind of, switching hands. So he kind of missed the line there. Now Calvin just kind of wants to split the difference between those last two bulls. I think he kind of overdid this one. And kind of leaned into that. It's still room for Ron to draw. You can just, make an adjustment with the line. That's all. Weight's really good. A lot of room here. Just a little too heavy. It's a little too heavy there. So, kind of I mean, for your regular Sunday morning game, it might be a good head, but for this game, it's probably one of the weakest. It shows how strong these guys have been playing today, this front end. This is a quote-unquote bad end for them. They still got multiple bulls within a yard. And Skips have got a chance to just have kind of clean draws. They've been kind of having to maneuver, finagle, and promote, and had some, just even in 6 ends, had a couple spectacular conversions. And not like, well, I'll throw it hard and see what happens. Like literally planned and executed. All right, here's Daniel. Yeah, good opener by Daniel there. Forgive the line. We had a little bit of moisture last night, and it's kind of seeping through our covering here. I got a drip on my screen, so. All right, so Daniel will hold for PIMD, and here's Ian trying to match him. See if he can give it up there. A little short. Short. Daniel, it's interesting to see if he thinks that's in his way. I think he's going to switch over. Because he's got, this is Calvin's here, so rather than risk pushing Ron's or Ian's in on the running service, he's going to just try and switch over the other hand here. Yeah, good. Made use of that mole. Kind of pushed it in, got his second in. Don't know if that background noise is coming in. Or here at Heisler Park in Laguna Beach, I guess it's the time when we have our we're cleaning the trails. So all right, let's see what Ian's going to try and do. I think he's going to try and draw between these two bowls. Let's see if he can get to the jack here. Just wants to miss those two and see if he can get to that back orange would be good, or right in front of him. Pretty good effort here. And nice bowl there. Calvin's going to look and see if it's 2. It should be at least 1. Yeah, he's saying it's a measure. So this bowl, this orange bowl, is definitely a shot of Daniel's, but then not sure whether this is second or this is second. I think Daniel's going to, again, split these two. Ideally, I think he'd want to come to this yellow bowl and see if he can just kind of push it out just a little, just arrive on it, and should get 4. I think he's kind of missed his line here, but he still might work out because it might come off Calvin's. Yeah, that's still good. That should push that one in. I would think I'd be in for 2. Looks like it. So it should be 1-2 here. That'll be an interesting. Ian's, I wonder if he's going to stick with the same hand. Wouldn't surprise me if he did. Because he's got these You can hit the inside of this orange bowl in and kind of use it to come in. Some similar kind of weight. Yeah, he's coming on the backhand here. Is anything on the inside half of that orange and in should be really good. Nice try. Just hit the outside of it, that's all. It didn't change anything. It's still 2. And I think they need to do it. They could try and get a number by hitting the orange into the yellow and pushing it out, and then be sitting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 probably. But I don't think he's just going to try and draw. It's a little too risky, I think, at this point in the game to be trying to do that. Better off just trying to draw another. Yeah, just kind of missed a nice positive ball to come through and hit his own. Really wasn't gonna. It was gonna be really unlucky if he moved the jack. And he just was targeting his bowl, and he made it much harder for Ian to try and do anything. Probably 3 right now. Trying to hear the discussion, but they're a little out of range for me to be able to hear. I think Ian was even thinking about just full on driving, because how is it going to get worse than 3? And at least from the mat, the profile is trying to hear anything like that would be good. And I think his concern was that they have the two best backs here, so you could still go 2 down. He could just try and just draw and cut it to 1, say, or maybe he slips it all the way around and gets shot. Looking at it, inside of that ball's good. Oh, man, just kind of hit the outside of it. Twice in a row, he hits the inside, it's golden, and he happens to hit the inside, he hits the inside is golden, and he hit the outside. So there's 2 out for sure. I'm measuring the 3rd. Two it is. So Ian did take 1 out, I think. Knock it down to 2, but that's the first time a team has gotten 2 ends in a row in this match. So it's PIMD boys getting 2 there, 2 twos in a row. They've got nothing but 2s, 4 twos to have an 8-5 lead after 7 ends, playing 18. And I think we're seeing Calvin and Daniel kind of trying to stick to this middle-ish length, especially after Ron just was lights out when they went long going this way. This was a little more in Calvin's zone where he was the one striping it. Nice opener by Calvin, kind of within a foot and a half or so. You prefer to be behind, but still, it's a good ball in the head. Wrong with a good ball there. Didn't drift quite as much that time, but it did kind of drift a little bit out. You don't mind that. It was probably playing like a jack or bull shot, and it just happened to be right between them. Yeah. Didn't want to go any shorter there. know if it's Ron's way. I think he's going to play it anyways and see if he's under it. Just going to go right between the two here. And he just, again, you could see he just like let her rip. He really wasn't worried about whether the bull, because Ian didn't give him the signal. Again, he had pretty good weight again. He just kind of missed it narrow. That's one of the things that sometimes if there's a bull kind of maybe might be in their line, maybe in their kind of back reptilian brain, it kind of makes you think, oh, I don't want to hit it in. It's the kind of thing, you know, that comes with practice and knowing your line and just having confidence with it. Calvin's going to switch over and try and be a little more positive this time. Trying to get something up and through. Yeah. Get another good bull, but it's got 3 that are short. I could just kind of keep with the same weight he's been playing and just wants to take a little more grass, see if he can slip that front bull. He's not far away here. This looks really good. Yeah, great bull by Ron. That's well done. Yeah. So he's trying to stay on the forehand, and he's got all these that he can try and hit. Any of these is all good. It's all positive if he hits any of those things. So that's why he's trying to kind of play something to be here. He's going to just tick the jack away from Ron's ball. Pretty good ball there by Calvin. Should be at least 2, maybe 3. Now, Ron's going to be trying this similar kind of thing that he just did, that Calvin just did, but on the other hand, trying to hit that ball, the inside of that, or through for the jack. I don't think he's going to path to the jack, but anything under this ball, anything on this side of that ball should be pretty good. Yeah, here he comes. This looks really good here. Very nicely done there, Ron. Don't know if he got shot out of it, but that's a pretty good ball. It's close between those two. I would think Ron's got it, but never know with the angles, but that's a really good ball there by Ron. So we're hoping we're part of the World Bowl Series now. This is our first event that will be part of the World Bowl Series. Hoping to broadcast on the World Bowls Tour at some point when they don't have an event going. So, but we're now officially part of the World Bowl Series with our national championships, and then in a couple of weeks the U.S. Open. All right, here's Daniel. Let's see what Calvin's kind of calling for him. Trying to have a positive passing bowl and see if he can get jack or bull there, I think. You see Calvin give him a target and trying to slip underneath and see if he can get to this bull or hit the jack, but he needs to be under this. And it's kind of around it. Still a useful spot there. Worked out not exactly, exactly what I wanted, but it ended up okay. Ian's just didn't even hesitate. Just kind of trying to draw another one. Look at this shot. Knocks it right over to Ron's. What a ball by Ian. I mean, he didn't even bat an eye. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, and nothing. Even with this bull behind, he didn't even worry about it, and he just kind of drew and just picked up the jack and knocked it right back to Ron's. Right. Daniel's just, I think, trying to get some action on that bull. See if he can spring the jack since it's right next to it. It's coming a little tight, but he's going to get Ian's out of there, so still probably 2, but at least it's not 3. He did cut it down. Now Ian could just, yeah, he's going to play this hand and just kind of try and draw to it. I think ideally he doesn't want to touch this bull with a jack. It wouldn't surprise me if he tried to play it to here. It's kind of, I don't know if he intentionally left it short, but that's what he's done. Kind of discussing what the path is, because with Ian's bull here, it's like, can I get around it? Do I go under it with a little positive weight? I mean, there's a path to that bowl, but you just kind of got to pick and fire and go. He's definitely playing this hand, though. All right, see what he's got. Just got to slip this front one, which he's done, and sprung it. And what a shot. And again, you know, for people like the blocks, I mean, you could say that that was a pretty decent block, but all it just, you know, Daniel knew the path of his bull. He knew what he could do to get around it without worrying about it. And he hit the target with the perfect weight, and I think he got shot out of it. That was pretty awesome there. All right. Now Ian, who had been playing fairly well and was controlling the head, is now just, he's one down now. All right, so but he does have a draw. There's still room to get around. Is it just gonna fall in? Ron trying to root for it. Ron liked it. Yep. Again, just great balls all around. And just, you know, just Daniel makes a great shot. So now Ian's got to try and draw within 2 feet with an off-center jack, different from where it was before. So it's his first time trying to make the shot, and he does it. And not everybody can do it. There are people that have trouble getting within, you know, in that situation within 2 yards. Just trying to get it within 2.5 feet, and he did it first try. And part of that obviously is the skill of the players, but it's also the quality of the green. When the greens are high quality, then you got a better chance to be able to make shots. You can trust that the green's going to hold and it's going to do what it is that you want to do. It's, again, credit to Randy Hatfield and his greens committee. It's allowed this high quality of play so far that we've seen in this first match or the Bulls USA National Championships. If this is anything to go off of, we got a hell of a week coming up. All right, here's Daniel. See if he can match Ian. Draw one in there. He's just overcooked it, I think. Yeah, just a little heavy. Now Ian's got an interesting. I mean, he's holding one, and you'd like to duplicate it, but you really don't want to touch this ball because then you could give it away. So you'd really like to, you know, if you could do the same thing, great. Yeah. Ian's now just asking Ron, he's like, let's make sure we've got it. We've got it, right? And Ron's pretty sure that they have it, so I guess he lets Ron do the dictating there. So Ian's not going to mess with any of these. He's going to try and play this other hand to be safe to make sure they can keep the one. Probably targeting, like, see if he can hit this ball or slip underneath. Well, that's one way to get two. Ian's apologizing because that's not what he meant. But he'll take it, though. So 2 for Ho and Rollick. And they'll cut into lead. Now it's 8-7 after 8 ends. Playing to 18 ends in this round 1 of the national championship. So I guess they're measuring it. Don't want to speak too soon. I guess I may have, but Ron was pretty sure. Yeah, okay. We made it official now that it's 2.
Good morning and welcome to the Laguna Beach Lawn Bowling Club. My name is Patrick Minahan, and in this beautiful setting of Laguna Beach, California, we are hosting the 2025 Bowls USA National Championships. You are going to see 48 athletes from around this country competing for that national title in various disciplines of singles as well as pairs. We hope you enjoy the week of competition and have a good time.
Against good sportsmanship by these guys, because I think Ian is going to take a little break here, but Daniel's going to offer to be the kind of the skip, and he said, let me know if you want me to stand someplace to, I think, center it. So again, really good sportsmanship by these guys, and to keep the play going. Run up them for a little bit of a longer jack, which is kind of what they've been going through pretty consistently. Pulled them out up just a bit. They've been going kind of more on the longer side. All right, here's Ron's first. Not bad opener. A little zesty, but not bad. Maybe 4 feet through. I think Kelvin's really overcooked this one. Well, I think it's right on the plinth. So he's a solid 4 yards heavy, I think. Ron probably just don't want to do much different here. I mean, ideally, you'd like to take off a couple feet. He's kind of overcorrected a little bit. Still got a second one in there, but room for Calvin. There's a nice adjustment by Calvin, weight-wise. Very good there. Just the foot behind. Right, Ron could just split the difference between these two. It'd be right to the red bowl. That's, I think, the ideal spot. You can afford to be a little positive here. Play between the two. Try and pick one or the other up. Looks like you might get the jack here. Just a little bit, just a touch. Pretty good effort there by Ron. Nearly got it. Calvin really should just play the same bowl that he just played. Get a second one there. Yeah, another really good bowl by Calvin. I think Ron probably going to try it again. Again, same kind of thing. He's just trying to play jack or bull, meaning he's coming in on this side, and if he hits the bull, great, and knock it out. If he hits the jack, then it'll come to his own. It was just a little narrow the last time. It hit the outside of the inside of the jack rather. Almost the same bull there. Calvin's up holding 2. Try it again, see if we can get a third here. Another pretty good ball. Just drifting by, we could, yeah, that's really well done. I mean, he's got a, but I mean, Ian can race this with 1. I mean, it's, Calvin's, reminders, Calvin's got a ball way back in here in the bottom. And it's right on the plinth, so there's no way our cameras is going to get it. But just to let everybody know that he's got one back there. Steve's going to give it a try anyways. Again, I don't think you're getting there, buddy. I mean, it's barely up. Steve was giving it a go, but then because you have this kind of wide profile here, Ian's going to come through. Any of this is all positive for him, and he's got these 3 waiting. So the jack could be a great hit here. Well, ahead. All right, it just need to be up there. I think Ian knows it. I mean, you're better off being here, in a way, back in here than being up there. Wouldn't shock me if, yeah, I think Daniel's going to play through these bowls, push one of them up, maybe get a 4th in. If he happens to slip and come around, that's good as well. Yep, got a 4th one in. It was still pretty vulnerable in the back, but I think it's 4 now. Yeah, sure looks like 4. Ian just released at least a yard here. Just kind of hanging out a little bit. And of course, it just kind of there's the danger there. You're holding 4, but a jack moving in there 4 or 5 down with the ball delivered ball. So I think Daniel's either going to try the same thing and play through these bowls with positivity, or finish back in here. Either one would probably be good for him. Yeah. You can see the way it just, the danger's still here, but now he's made all this closer. So he's putting Ian to the test. Ian's the one that's got to make the shot. Because these 2 bulls are kind of here, they're kind of protecting against Daniel kind of accidentally moving the jack. And there's no point in being, trying to get draw. I mean, what does it matter to try and just draw to it? Better to draw through to those bulls because they're just going to stick around. And even if you miss, you're heavy, they're here, and that's a good spot. It's like Ian's switching. I wonder if he's going to try and target this bull, the inside of this bull here. Or he's just trying to hit the pile and gets cut it down that way. Yeah, he was just trying to come with weight and see if he can hit something. Calvin thinks it's 2s, so Ian could have been 5 to 2. I think it was at least 4. I don't think Daniel's going to do anything different. And again, he can still play on this red bull here. I think would be ideal. Well, nearly got one to come in the side door there, but at least he got this bull that kind of. I mean, there's this little packet here that Ian could move the jack to. It would be really. I mean, Ian's been a wizard, so you can always kind of figure it's possible. But I would call that extremely unlikely with this bull here, kind of keeping it from happening. The angle would be really rough to get it there. But I think Ian was seeing maybe just a drawing to this bull just to try and get shot. I think is more what he's thinking. No, he's going to try the forehand again. My mistake. He's going to try this coming off this bull. So you can hit the inside half of this bull or hit it square and chop line and stay. Didn't quite do it. Yeah, that was like wait, like he wanted to hit this bull, so then that bull goes out and then his bull stays. All right, Daniel's last bull. So it's 2 now, so what Calvin's calling is to come through this, either come through this gap, but trying to target this yellow bull here. And he can either hit the red into the yellow or hit it clean, and if it goes, then it's 5 or 6. So that's what they're trying now, but then they're holding 2. Chipping his own pumpkin, didn't quite make it, so let's see if it actually is 2. All right, there's 2 out there. They're going to look at the others. Yeah, it is 2. So another 2 for the PIMD guys, and they'll extend their lead to 10-7 at the halfway point of this match, where 9 ends through 18. Let's see how we're doing time-wise. I don't know, my watch froze, so figure it out. All right, 10:50. I might be pushing the time limit with this one. Probably going right down to the wire. So the PIMD guys, Darling and Gorlick up 10-7. They got 5 ends they've won, all 2s. In the South Central, Ho and Rollick have gotten a 3, a 2, and 2 1s to get to their 7. All right. Again, kind of, they both teams have been kind of pulling the mat out a little, which I kind of like. I mean, there's some people that really like putting on the tee, and both these teams have been putting it out a couple of yards. It's kind of usually what I try and do myself. I kind of favor that to kind of have a little bit better grass usually. Really good start there by Calvin. But it's setting up a nice little target there for Ron. Can play it nice and free and try and play it through the head. See if he can pick up the jack or the bull. Just kind of really turned on him again. And he's a little short as well. And again, we see, I think Daniel's had another restaurant break. So Ian's being a good sport and giving the information to Calvin. And Calvin would be better off trying to play this shot before Ron gets there. Play kind of a jack or bull and see if get a little movement, because this is pretty vulnerable where it is right now. I mean, ideally you'd want to hit the jack and just kind of tuck it in behind. That would be like the A+ shot. Yeah, pretty good position there. It's still there for Ron, though. He could still make this jack or bull shot. See how his weight is. It's really coming down. Pretty good effort. And just kind of like a little overcorrection on the line. I think the weight was very good. Calvin's probably again, he could just try and tip the jack and just try and get it to here for 3. Kind of tuck it away from Ron before Ron zeroes in on it. Pretty good ball here by Calvin. Yeah, nice shot there, right in front. I wonder if that's going to make Ron switch, or if Ian's saying, "No, just keep doing it again." Let's see. I think Ron's going to switch and kind of come over here this time. Again, it's still good to hit this bull or the jack or that bull. He does have this one way out. I think the tendency is going to be to hang it out this way. He's been kind of playing it a little narrow in this hand. I think that's what he did at that time too. When they close to getting some scores here that might produce a Gary. So we'll wait till after when they cross over, and then we'll start going down the list of some of the scores of the other games that are going on. See if Calvin's going to try and play. He's switching over himself now. I wonder if he's going to also hang it out high. Something behind would probably be good here. And he succeeded. Everything's set up for that jack to move again. So putting one in the back is not bad. Didn't touch anything. Run again is still probably going to play the same hand. And again, hitting this bull's good. Hitting the jack is good. Hitting this bull. So trying to come in here. He just needs to kind of tighten it up. He's trying to will it in. And just kind of hanging out again. All right, let's see. We've got some scores here. We have a singles match in the Northeast Division, and is this the men or the women? Men. And again, all the websites, if you should be on the website, then they have end-by-end scoring. But looks like there's a barber of like a 19-19 game that's going on between the Northeast and Southwest men's singles. So that's going to be a hell of a match that's going on. All right, well, we're back here. We'll try and get you some more scores and try and put some names on some of these things as well. There's Daniel. I think he's trying to find that. Probably just if you're going to hit that ball, just barely touch it. Yeah, probably put another one in there. And both these guys have been playing really well. And frankly, all four guys have been playing really well. And it's just, a flick here or there, and it could be either team could be up as it is. The PIMD guys are up 3 right now. Yeah, I don't think what Ian wanted to do with the 3 down. I think the concern is, Ian didn't mean to put it here, but it might be in his road, something for him to worry about. But he's just going to go on the backhand. The main thing is just you really don't want to move the jack here. I think it'd be good to be narrow and hit these 2 poles, but tip that one a little closer and put it in a kind of little catching position. That turned out really well for him. He can afford to be nice and positive here. He does have the A back pole, but not the best back. That's the best back's way down there. All right. Again, we're kind of seeing there, just like everybody's hanging it out a little bit too much on when they're playing this hand. Everything seems to kind of not be turning as much. It seems to be kind of a little straight, which you would expect because it's kind of like edge rink here. Especially since this looks, it looks like this has been pretty wide here. They got the greens going nice and fast. I'm just going to stick to the forehand here. He wants to be underneath these 2 bulls, try and ride this wave here. Looks like he's done that. That's really well done. Another nice bull. Just both these guys have been putting each other to the test, but they've been true to it, even if it's just to cut it down. And the reason, it's 10-7 just because who's going to convert in their last 2 bowls? Well, team's putting lots of bulls in the head, lots of bulls in good position. I think Ian's probably sitting there down, could be 5. Let's go to the forehand here. Really needs to do something with this end. Gonna come off those bowls. Gonna hit that one closer. Ooh, boy, that took a good little roll there at the end. Cut it down. I mean, I think he's trying to hit like here, but he hit out here, but managed to get that one, a weasel kind of in there. Not exactly sure what the count is. It could be anywhere from 2 to 4 for the PIND guys. And I think what they're discussing is this hand's wide open. They're probably going to play this hand and just maybe a little movement, but not a lot of movement because they're worried about these two bulls here, especially this one here is the concern. Don't want to spring it too far. Really, I think it'd be wise to just be on the draw. Just like maybe, if anything, targeting this bull here. And either you push it up or you kind of push it through. Just want to be gentle here, just gentle. You see Calvin trying to say, "Whoa, boy." Not sure. We got that one in. Ian and Ron are going to have a look. Daniel kind of came by and says, "Go pumpkins, go pumpkins." He likes his orange bulls. It's the only bulls I've ever seen him have or play with. He plays them, as you can see, as you've seen in this match, if you watched him, he plays them very, very well. All right, Ian put to the test here. He's going to stick with that forehand. He wants to split those two red bulls. Yeah, it's trying to turn. It's trying to turn. He is giving it a look here. Oh, what a shot. He might have done it. Definitely cut it down at the very least. Great bull by Ian Ho there. Might have to even measure this. Yeah, they're not even going to try and measure it themselves. You can get an umpire to measure it. All right, so they'll get, I know we got umpires all over. And yet another set of volunteers that we have. So, which again, we're part of the World Bowl Series here with this 2025 National Championship. For Bulls USA. I want to try and get some of these scores that we have going on. Since we've got this measure going. Okay, so I'm just reading off what the chart is that we have, with our crew, sponsored by the Bulls Development Fund. So this is the men's right now for pairs. PIMD, as you've seen, is 10-7. North in men's singles, Northwest Division's up 20-11 over the Southeast. Pairs, Northwest 8, Southeast 12. That singles Northeast and the Southwest Stars is 19-19 in singles. In pairs, the Southwest Stars is up 17-8 over Northeast. In the singles, now the Stripes for the Southwest is up 16-11 over Central. And the pairs is the Stripes 5 and Central 7. Let's go to the ladies. And the pairs, South Central's up 11-4. Singles, Southeast 14, Northwest 11. Pairs, Southeast 15, Northwest 3. Singles, the Southwest Star is 1, 21-12. And the Southwest Stars pairs, Northeast 12, Southwest Stars 8. I think we had the match earlier, Southwest Stripes, it was Ann Nunes, won 21-1 over Central. And the last one is the Southwest Stripes pairs is up 14-8 over Central. So hopefully that helps, but you can see all this stuff. All right, right, when we had the measure, and I think Daniel was confused that he thought there was a bull that was moved out that was already a shot, and they were measuring the other two. But since I was reading that, did South Central get it there? Based on Ron holding the mat, I'm assuming that they did and just got the one. So Ian managed to take shot with that last bowl and win the measure. So one for Ho and Rollick. And so they'll cut the lead down to 10-8 after 10.
I thought he took out the first one as a shot.
Good morning,
So
and welcome
it's,
to the Laguna Beach
10-8
Lawn Bowling
after
Club.
10 ends.
My name is Patrick Minahan, and in this beautiful setting of Laguna Beach, California, we are hosting the 2025
Starting
Bowls
here,
USA
behind
National
us.
Championships. You are going to see 48 athletes
pick
from
up
around
this
this country
afternoon.
competing for that
Any other
national
Fact
title
players
in
on
various
field, it's
disciplines of
gonna be
singles
about nothing.
as well as pairs. We hope you enjoy the week
Ron's
of
first, they've
competition
pretty much
and
gone,
have a good time.
Hold it all the way back. Ron's about 4 feet through, I would say, 3.5, just off our screen. Let's see if Steve's working on trying to get the camera set. There it is, Steve, always on top of things. Here's Calvin. He's a little further than Ron. He's just behind it. I don't think we're going to be able to. I mean, it's right against the. I mean, it's less than a foot from going in the ditch. I don't think we're going to see that. Just use your imagination. It's right behind Ron's. Right, Ron, you're trying to take a yard off here, I think, would be ideal. But even the same ball is not terrible. Main thing is you try not to over adjust, but I think that's what he might have done here. Very easy to do. You know, you take a yard off and you end up taking 2 off. I think he took off about 2.5, 3 yards there. Still a lot of room for Calvin. Okay, Ron was able to cut the distance down. And, Calvin made a small adjustment. Let's see if Calvin can make the adjustment here. Another one. Looks like another good bowl. Got a little touch on the jack. And finish a foot behind. Really good. Ron's had the, I mean, all these guys have had the line. And now with the jack, the only thing was off is now put it right in the middle. So it's just trying to find the weight. I'm probably just a yard to get him right to that red bowl from his last. That'd probably be really good. Just kind of came across. Nice effort there. There comes Calvin again. Another nice effort. Yeah, good bowl there. Another good bowl. So I think one of the big games that happens to be going on right now is, I believe, in the Northeast singles for the men, which is Staywards, is up 20-19 over the. Hmm? Yeah, over the six-time defending champion Charlie Herbert. But looks like Charlie's holding the match right now, with another bull to come. So let's keep an eye on that. Here's Ian, just an absolute stunner here to take shot. Well, Charlie ended up. So Staywards had a chance to try and take the bulls away. I could see it a few rings down, and he missed the head. So Charlie ended up getting a couple points. So Charlie ends up winning it, but it was a nail biter, winning 21-20 there. Well, here's Daniel trying to see if he can match Ian's bull. Not quite. All right, Ian, I think, just wants to try and do the same thing here. Just try and stick with his hand and just kind of come to these two. Either one of these two bulls would be a win. Some matches ending. We have people kind of walking through, so they're kind of. All right, here's Ian. See if he can duplicate it again. Really good here. Wow. Same bull twice, and both excellent by Ian Ho there. Dan is probably going to try the same thing with the same weight, just tighten it up a little bit, see if he can just kind of kick that jack there or come to this bull. Well, we might get an edge. Nope, done a little too square. Ian with two great bulls there. All right, see if Ian can do it a third time. And he could afford a little jack movement, even if not much. Just wants to rest on. Look at this. Look at this shot. Wow, that's amazing. Three really, really good bowls by Ian Ho. And because Ron had these back bowls, they got this decent position back here. So Daniel can't just flail at it and hope to spring it. I mean, he could, but it probably end up being, it'd probably be two down, maybe even three. What he could do is what he had kind of done before, is to hit this with maybe a yard and see if he can manage to get the right way and just tick the jack to here. But it's a very tiny target. And really, it's probably the best is just to play with the yard, given there's no gap here. All right, big shot here. And Daniel does have two goes at this, so. Yeah, he's just going to try and fire at it and see what happens. No, he hit his own, which kind of might have gotten out of the way. Kind of hard to want to do anything different. I mean, I think really I would see two options. He could just try and draw another one. He's done 3 exceptional ones, or kind of put one in this zone on this other hand to prevent against the little drag. But I mean, if he's firing at it, then it's either going to kill or come to here. I think the tee is here, so if all 3 bulls go, which is possible, might be what Daniel's trying, but it's going to be hard. This orange bull's probably going too. I mean, I think Ian could just try and draw and then that's a tee also, just by coming there. Kind of hard to get away from it since you did 3. I mean, that's what he's done. I think he's just a little shorter. I don't know if it's exactly what I wanted, but it's put Daniel to the test now. 3 down. I think Daniel's probably going to try and shoot this gap and hit it hard again. I mean, he's revving up the engine. Let it go. Let's see. Oh. A little unlucky. Just tipped that one in front. Managed to push one of his own further out. Don't know if it brought a 4th one in. I'm going to take the 3 out for sure. Well, no change, so it didn't make it worse, but nearly hit it. It was a good effort, but just exceptional bowling there by Ian. I mean, everybody's playing good, but Ian was otherworldly there. And now the South Central guys will take the lead 11-10 after 11 ends. Scheduled for 18, but we are quickly running out of time. The time limit's looking like it's going to be a factor here, because it's supposed to be till 12:15, I believe. No jack after 12:15, so we got a little less than an hour now, and we're 11 ends in. All right. And again, this is what the South Central guys have been doing, kind of playing more on the longer side. And Ron, especially, I think, has been favoring this stretch of grass, kind of the forehand here. Pretty good opener. Not bad. Not bad there by Ron. So there's Calvin. He kind of playing got a little lucky there. Kind of played the other hand and was looking like it was going to be very narrow, but happened to hit that front ball of Ron's. I think Ron's going to play that wide, switching hands over. Kind of play it more like again, back to that classic kind of jack or bull shot. Playing this hand and coming through. Hopefully you hit the bull or the jack. Or not, you're finishing in that zone there. And he's come up a little short. Calvin probably just wants to, take a little more grass. And pretty good here. Yeah, nice ball there by Calvin. Just a couple of feet behind. Still on for Ron, though. Yeah, just a little too heavy. Kevin doesn't want to do much different here. Just kind of floated around and be behind. A little heavier than maybe he wanted, but it stayed up. Just kind of flailed a little bit with the last couple with his weight. So you can get a little more control and have a little bit better jack or bull shot here. This is a good effort here. Trying very hard here. There you go. There you go, Ronnie. That's a good bull. Kelvin probably just wants to try and come and match Ron's bull there if he can. I think he just kind of like, when the weight gets off, he just kind of over adjusts, and since he put it all the way in the back, and he just kind of over adjusted and ended up short there. But that's all right, he's holding one. All right, Ian's up to the phenomenal end last end. I think he'll be trying to play this shot. Yeah, it just kind of came way short there. It's one of the things I've known Ian a long time, and when he misses, it's like that. He just kind of like this little push delivery. It just kind of like scuffs it or doesn't get through it, and then he'll miss. I mean, he's either deadly or it's just like it's like that way. Just like it's just way short. So giving Daniel a chance to put a second one in. Probably trying to target Ron's behind. Oh, okay. I don't think that's exactly wanted, but we're pushing the limits of our camera angle here. Steve trying to give you the shot. Danny managed to get the one. I mean, that's actually the housing of the camera, and just managed to just barely keep the jack in there. Trying to just draw one in or get a little promotion there. That should be enough. Looks like that shot. Yeah. Yeah, so he managed to push Ron's in for shot there. I think so. Dan was trying to like get to this bull here. And it just missed kind of wide here. Don't know if you saw it again. We're going to have weird angles because of the jack movement. But I think what he was trying to do is shoot this gap and see if he can hit this bull and push it out. Since I think he's got 2 seconds, or so he's got second and third, so that ball goes. He'll be holding 2 or 3. Trying to see with my eyes what's going on. I don't think there's any other balls that you can't see on the camera. Because there's 2 on the bank. Alright, Ian's going to stick with this hand. And probably just on the draw. Yeah, just a little short. You see the camera wiggling as our producer Gary Barnes is trying to wiggle it and see if we can get something. I think you can see his hands in the picture there as he's trying it. I think it's a lost cause. See how long he's going to try. All right, here's Daniel again. I think he's trying to. Again, I think he's trying to shoot the gap and get to that bull there. He's going to get runs in front, pretty square. Oh, man. And then he managed to tip his own over. Put it for a measure. Well, Gary tried. I don't know if he made it better. It might be worse. To give you a chance to see this bull that's, you know, way over here. That's the thing we added with him doing that, but don't know if that's really in play. Ian's still going to try and draw. He's got his own he could push up. You really preferably don't want to move the jack because that's away. That red bull. Probably just thinking of draw and keep it high. I think he might be a little short again. Let's see. Yeah. Daniel let a look at it, but kind of got fortunate there on that last one. I don't think he could. If I gave him 10 bulls, I don't think he could do it, what he did on that last one. Again, these guys are, you know, they've had some close and interesting heads and a lot of good bulls, but they're running out of time a little bit. I don't know if they're going to get all 18 in here. All right. I wonder, Daniel's kind of playing this depending on when he's going to go forehand again. Or if he's trying to push one of these bulls up. And he's coming with some weight again. So he must think he's down. I kind of get one of the first bull of Ian's, so it didn't really do anything. So, well, probably get the measure, but based on the way that he played that, I think that it's going to be one more for the South Central guys, but wait and make it official. Yep, it is. Confirmed. So one more for the South Central guys. So now they've gone on a little bit of a run here to go up 12-10. They've scored 5 points in the last 3 ends, 7 in the last 5 ends. So we have 6 ends to go, but we have just over 45 minutes left. So if they want to try and get them all in, they really need to kind of get hustling. And they're not taking a lot of time placing the mat down. I think it's just more in between the head because there have been some interesting close heads. All right, just a little shy of the tee.
Good morning and welcome to the Laguna Beach Lawn Bowling Club.
Right,
My name is Patrick Minahan, and in this beautiful setting of Laguna Beach, California, we are hosting the 2025 Bowls USA National Championships. You are going to see 48 athletes from around this country competing for that national title in
flirting with the back there.
singles as well as pairs.
South Central guys got a 2-point lead right now, which is their biggest lead of the game since the first end when they got a 3 to start this thing. Now they're at 2. PID guys have been up kind of consistently. They had a lead as big as 3 in the ninth end with a 10-7. But now they've given up 5 points over the last 3 ends. Really on the strength of Ian Ho just making some spectacular conversions and some spectacular draw shots. Good first bowl. Actually, both bowls are not bad. Just better one by Calvin. Just Ron seeing if he can make the adjustment here. Pretty close. Yeah, a little short, but he's got shot. Calvin probably. I mean, Daniel said you don't have to change your weight much. I wouldn't have him change his weight at all. Pretty good with the way it was. But he knows his partner. Yeah, a little unlucky to hit the outside of that bowl, but yeah, another good second. I think you might have seen Ian's hand get in the picture, saying just do it again. I agree. Looks like another pretty good bowl by Ron here. Picking up the jack and dragging it back. Yeah, he's got one, still holding one, and he's got that back bowl now. See, even though this bowl, I mean, this, you could say this bowl is like, oh no, that was so far through. But now it's like, now look at the head, and even this was like, you could say it's quote unquote bad. It's still in a good position. Much better to have that than the bowls that are up front. I mean, these bowls are kind of worthless. They're just blocks now. And this was closer than this one way back here, but yet this is the one that's got the danger right now for the PIMD guys. Alright, so Calvin's going to play around, and he's going to try and get to this bowl or push his own. Just something positive on this hand. Just needs to slip this front one. Didn't quite make it. Almost. I'm going to see Ron switching over here, I would guess. Let's see what Ian's going to call for him. I think he'd be wanting to come in here. Yep. Yeah, you can see where Ian's wants him coming in here. Because if they're playing this way, then likely the jack's going to move probably into this quadrant here. So if Ron can get here first and put one in this quadrant, then you see what Ian's calling for. So Ron's main goal is to make sure he slips outside this red bowl here. He's under it, but he might push his own up. Okay, kind of missed everything. Interesting. Calvin's still probably going to try the same thing. Yep. Anything that hits either one of those two bowls would be a win. I think they'd like that a lot. And it's got to be on the bend because it's got to turn and be around that bowl. So that's a good try. Just slid by. Just kind of marking that last bowl, or that back bowl rather.
My name is Patrick Mann, and in this beautiful setting of Laguna Beach, California, we are hosting 2025 Bowls USA National Championships. You are going to see 48 athletes from around the country competing for the national title in various disciplines of singles as well as pairs. We hope you enjoy the week of competition and have a good time. Good morning, and welcome to the Laguna Beach Bowling Club. My name is Patrick Minahan, and in this
He's probably going to stick to playing on this hand, and again, probably getting into this quadrant like he wanted Ron to do. Pretty good bowl, just a little short. Alright, Dan was going to have his first go at this. Pretty sure he's down one in the head. Wants to slip around this red bull if he can, and then any action on any of these. He could even hit the outside of this bull to push it in. That'd be good. Oh, just missed it. Maybe a little too heavy. I don't think he needed quite that much weight. And you take a little weight off the next time and then just hit the outside of this, and you can see it would rock right over. So again, I think Ian really wants to get one in this area here. So the behind and on that side. Really just adding a yard is good. Yeah, I think he's done it that time. All right, Daniels is away. Let's see if he's dropped a little pace is probably all he needs, just to come in a little more bendy. Even if he hits this one, it'll get it out of the way for the next time. It's not terrible. I mean, now he's got this little trough he can try and find. It actually makes it a little bit better for him. He may not like it. I mean, it's not what he wanted to do, but that's the side benefit of it. Okay. Ian looks like he's playing the other hand now, trying to get in this pocket. Wow, look at that shot. That was well done. I think he kept the shot out of it too. There was a little danger with that ball, but he managed to stay with it. I don't know if that was necessarily what he wanted. I mean, he does have some balls there. It was an interesting play because he had put one in the corner and now he was trying to play the other hand to kind of push it all through. Luckily, he stayed with the bull. You know, bull stayed with the jack, and so he's got shot with it. It's really put Daniel in a bind. Daniel, because it was set up pretty good for Daniel to do nearly the same thing, and then it'd be Daniel's bullets here, and he's got another one there. So Ian just basically made their shot first before they could get to it. All right, here's Daniel. Let's see what he's thinking. I know they talked about it a little bit. Don't know if he wants to shoot this gap. I mean, you got to be danger. Don't really want to push his up further, but he's going to try this hand. I wonder if he's trying to just shoot this gap or chop lie on that bull. Yeah, he's coming with a little bit of pace, so I think he's trying to chop liar to hit the jack clean. And he done it. He's done it. Great shot. So I think Daniel's probably got one, and it might be two. Again, we're with the jack in the ditch. Our cameras we're just lost here. But essentially, there's a jack and a bull somewhere over here. So I think it's definitely Daniel's touchers in the ditch for one, and then it's just a question of whether this one's second or is this one second. But as it is, Ian's really got, I mean, he could try and just draw and get a second. That's one way to do it. But because this bull is a toucher, if he could put it in the dish, he could make it closer. So he could try, however he could get to this bowl. Probably, going back to this, probably this way. If he could shoot this gap and see a way that he could hit the toucher and knock it into the ditch, he could get a close second out of it. I don't know if that's what he's going to try, or if he's just going to try and just get a clean draw and get a second this way. Yeah, it looks like he's lining up the forehand here. But with the jack moved off the center and the rink next door is kind of crossing over to finished an end, so he is just taking his time, making sure that they're done moving and everything. All right, here he goes. Kind of one of these things it's good to practice is kind of like trying to see if you can get one within a yard of the ditch. Yeah, he's come up pretty short. All right, now Daniel's got another bowl, and he's holding one or two. And he's kind of got a free throw here. We haven't seen a lot of these where it's like a, draw within a, this is about as close as it's been, like furthest away, like a wide open draw to get one within, a yard or so to get another shot. Trying to eyeball and see if it's a yard. Even this is like more like 2.5 feet. You can't go in the ditch. And Steve trying to get an angle for you guys. Let's see where they're trying to put foot. I mean, I usually have a bowl here to try and indicate where the jack is. So that would be right in line with his foot. So that's our best guess. I mean, we just can't tell. That's away. Let's see if it comes back. Yeah, just went out too wide and heavy. And they're going to try and see if they measure this second one. I think is what they're looking at doing. We got Melanie here who's going to measure these two. So trying to get the mat down. We're also in a position where I think we've got like about a half an hour left. Daniel and Calvin are, if they get one or two, they're either down one or they're tied. After 13 ends, scheduled for 18, I just don't see any way we're going to get to 18 in half an hour. Just trying to look around and see how many of the other games are kind of done. I think all the singles games are done. I think all the pairs games are still going. For the ladies and for the men, I think. Okay. So it's one. Okay, one for PIMD. So they're down 11 to 12 after 13. Scheduled for 18, but I think we got 30 minutes. So. Right. I'm getting a pretty good opener by Calvin there. Trying to get our cameras quickly set up again.
Good morning and welcome to the Laguna Beach Lawn Bowling Club.
Just trying
My
to get
name
our
is
camera set
Patrick
up. We had
Minahan,
it
and
all
in this
kinda
beautiful
tweaked 'cause
setting
we
of
had the
Laguna
jack
Beach,
in the ditch, so we're
California,
trying to
we are hosting
get
the
the view back up
2025
again.
Bowls USA National Championships. You are going to see 48 athletes from around this country competing for that.
Okay, you can see the first bowl. Pretty good one by Calvin, and a little short by Ron there. Calvin going to try again. Let's try and get something up to and around it. Really wants to try and be nice and positive. Now he's kind of in his own way, but in theory he'd be under it. And just kind of biggish target there, but just a naked jack. So just add the yard or two and come on through. Ron. He's going to turn away. He's going to hang in there. Yeah, just a little short again. Yeah, that's a second, but he really wanted to be back in here with that one. It's a shame this game's going to get called on time. It's been a really good one. But it's the COP. Got another one to play later today. Calvin looking to slip underneath Ron's bowl, which it looks like he's done. Floater all the way behind. Yeah, that's a great bowl there. Really nicely done. And Ron probably doesn't need to change the line too much, but he needs at least a yard here. Needs to get going. And again, you could see him. I mean, that looked pretty good, but you can see when you have a short bowl, it just kind of gets in your own way. And it caused another bowl to be short. So you're better off starting through and then, adjusting if you need to. And preferably, Calvin did that one end, just kind of slow adjustments like that. And Calvin probably just trying to slip that bowl again, see if he can duplicate that. That was pretty good for his last. Kind of took a little bit off here. Make it interesting for Ron. Ron's not sure what to do really. Ian's calling for him to switch over. I still think he could probably get around here. But Ian's got a better grasp of what's going on, so he's going to switch and have him try and get under and see if he can get a close second here. Ron has a tendency to not take enough grass, or to take too much grass and be narrow. But let's see if he's made the adjustment this time. Yeah, this looks really good here. Yeah, that's a pretty good bowl. Much better. I mean, it was 2 down or 2 down, so now it's much better than it was, though, I think. I mean, Ian's got a chance now to come in this way. He could sit on this bowl. He didn't really have a path before. Trying to keep an eye on the clock. Guess we got 2 or 3 ends left. This one maybe in 2 more, I would think. So, and given that nobody's got a real advantage trying to time the other one out. I mean, it's a 1-point game, so. And these guys have been good sports throughout, so I don't think we're going to see anything weird. All right, Daniel. So he's going to try and, he's going to shoot this gap here and come over here, or come all the way around to here. And slipping that bowl's good. Yep. Nothing wrong with that. Got best back out of it. Ian should probably, I would think, be playing the other hand. Some of the guys are finishing their game, and so they're kind of walking through here, so it's kind of. just people are just like they're just kind of doing their walking and just walking around, and they're, just right behind Ian. So he's just kind of waiting for it to be over. Okay, I think the traffic is done now. Yeah, Ian again trying to shoot this gap here. Trying to get to this bull with a jack. Pretty good effort here. Really good bull. That was worth the wait for sure. Great bull by Ian Ho. Taking shot. I wonder what. And I could see you could play this hand and try and get a little action this way, but I think that might be what he's eyeballing. See if he can hit this bull and promote in and either get it to the jack or get into that bull. Yeah, just missed. You could see when he was trying it. With that kind of weight, it would probably be springing it all the way to here, which is good for them. I mean, it's a good position for. Ian's probably going to want to do the same thing. Yeah, just a little short there. Oh, I don't know. Ian was probably good to. I think the plan should have been to put a second one in, which I think is what he's trying. Dan's going to try this again. I think this bull is the target. What he's trying to hit. I mean, I just don't think he can get this bull clean. He wants that out, but I don't think he can get that bull out by itself. I think he's got to hit that red bull in front in order to get that to happen. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. Didn't really do anything or help, but what it did do is it gave a back ball for the South Central guys, which is one of the things that Ian might. I mean, really, it's here is where the jack's probably going to go, not to this side. So Ian again, I think he wants to try and draw and shoot this gap and come to this bull here. I think is ideal, even if it being over here is okay, but he could get a second would probably be really helpful for him. And he's gone all the way to the back. It stayed up, but he's in the back. And Daniel's still trying to eyeball this shot. I mean, they have 3 seconds here. Where the jack's going, it's for them. They may want to make the shot and have the time and get it right, but a lot of visits to the head have made this game kind of hit the time limit here. I mean, there's just been good balls and a lot of interesting heads. A lot of creative shots have had to be played, but it just, those things take time then to try and figure it out. All right, here we go. See if Danny could do it this time. It's a little tighter this time. He's going to get some kind of action. Yeah. Didn't quite get it. All right, Ian's got the last bowl though. Then Holden won, and a chance to draw second. I think he's left this short. So it's going to be one more for the South Central guys. So they'll go up 13 to 11 after 14 ends, but the match is scheduled for 3 hours 15 minutes, which is about 20 minutes from now. So probably getting 2 ends more in would be my guess, which would be a 16 end game as opposed to the scheduled 18. And the guys are not hesitating to get the jack down. It's more, that's been pretty quick. The time has been taken up like within the head of.
Good morning and welcome to the Laguna Beach Lawn Bowling Club. My name is Patrick Minahan, and in this beautiful setting of Laguna Beach, California, we are hosting the 2025 Bowls USA National Championships. You are going to see 48 athletes from around this country competing for that national title in various disciplines of singles as well as pairs.
Pretty consistent with the jack.
We hope you enjoy the week of competition and have a good time.
A meter of that has been pretty much what they've been doing the whole game. It's like a pretty good opener by Ron. That's a great way to start. Great way to start there. All right, here's Calvin. I think he's probably to play on the forehand, trying to play through, get the jack or the bull here. Don't mind the weight, and really good because he kept it up on the green, so he played about 4 feet through. Let's add to the fun, somebody's car alarm here at the beach has gone off. See if Ron can do it again. Another good bowl by Ron. Yeah, very good. Second bowl there. Kellen's still, he's got his bull behind, so he's still probably trying the same thing, trying to hit the bull or get the jack, and he's got another bull waiting back down in here. Another good effort. That one stayed up too. That's about a foot from the ditch. Be bad for Ron to try and take a little more ground. I mean, I could see Ron just getting in and tucking it would be okay, or putting one back in here wouldn't be bad either. I think he took grass and took way too much here. And a little too much weight as well. Yeah, that's in the ditch. I'm trying to make an adjustment and just kind of overdid it. All right, Kelvin's still got 2 bulls that are behind waiting. He can pick up the jack and turn this right over for 3. Trying hard here. Oh, oh man. Great effort. Great effort there. And he even went slower. And it still just went right between them. Could have just barely touched the bull. Or even wants Ron to try and kind of take away that jack or bull shot, like at least the catcher, by putting one here. Another one in the count behind. One's a little heavier. Nearly took that jack around, but he stayed up. He's back in here now. So, pretty sure South Central's holding 2. Calvin's going to give it another go here and see if he can get that jack or hit that bull out. Well, if he gets the jack, he's got 3 catchers over on this side. I wonder if Kelvin's made it all the way. I'm going to take it a little weight off here. I don't know if he's going to get here. Yeah, a little short. Might be second shot, though. He might have cut it to 1. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has. So he cut it to 1 there so he can give Daniel a free swing. And we got 15 minutes left here, so this one and probably one more probably be it. All right, Ian looking to probably get interesting. Ian, he could have called for one over here, but he's going to try the other. He's trying the other hand. Yeah, I don't know if that's what Ian wanted. Going to have one short there. I don't know if he was trying to like do a block or something. I think he would have better sure playing this hand and playing it positive and kind of taking away this little triangle here. Because it's still there for Daniel to try and just get that bowl out for 2 or take the jack back for 4. And then you could look at that. Oof. A little unlucky there. Kind of took away the jack or bull shot and put Ron right behind the jack. And he's looking, I was like, I don't know what now. And really just now just draw to get a second one in and you could play either hand. I think preferably you'd want to kind of be in this, like this little zone here would be good. Yeah, just a little bit short. Miss it by much. Again, the South Central guys have got a 2-point lead and holding one now. And we got 13 minutes left, so unless they play this hand, the next 2 ends really quickly. The next one's probably going to be the last one. Definitely not getting 18 ends. Daniel really wants to dislodge this ball here. And knocked one, kind of traded like a bull in the ditch, and that one stayed up in the back. Like he was trying to shoot this gap and see if he can pinch the jack or hit the bull. I think Ian's switching hands now and is trying to come over here this time. Either that or put a second one in somewhere. He's going to add that yard. It's kind of short again. I don't know if he's trying to do it, but Ian's kind of been almost very consistently short. I don't think he's been trying to just the last couple ends. Danger for Daniel is he cannot lose this bull. I mean, I know he's got to make something happen. You're kind of running out of time, but you cannot lose that bull. Just kind of shot the gap there. Because, I mean, if this bull goes away, I mean, which could easily happen if he were to hit this and it's gone, now you could see all the other bulls that start coming into play here. 11 minutes. Lions probably just wanted to draw, probably get in here, I think would be good. I think he has to wait for it and just he's going to hit his own front one. Didn't quite get a second in there. Now again, the danger is still there for Daniel. I mean, if this bull goes away, that's you got all these other ones that start coming into it. Because right now it's just one because they have second. You cannot lose that. I mean, if you lose that ball, it's pretty much over. Daniel's having to walk, so this is pretty much guaranteeing that it's going to be the last stand. Or the next one will be the last stand, so we got 10 minutes. Which again, kind of putting them up against the April. Even if it stays one, then they're essentially going home 3 down if it stays the way it is. I mean, if he can somehow get the ball out, then they'd be holding one and they'd be 1 down going home, quote unquote. Trying again to see what's going on, I think. Fair amount of matches are done. Like about half of the pairs on either game are done. So it is possible to get all 18 in. All right, here goes Daniel. He's trying this hand now, see if he can chip that ball out, I think is his goal. That's a nice effort. But should be one more. One more for the South Central guys. Going up 14-11 after 15. Scheduled for 18, but we are up against the clock. There's 9 minutes left. There's a question of who's on the horn. I mean, I suppose there's a chance that you could get 2 in, but it's a very slim one. Okay, Jack is set. Again, a little shorter than his last ones have been. Let's see how this goes. Again, the South Central guys, 3-point lead. Really just kind of playing beat the clock. We got about 8 minutes or so left. Kind of put the ball where the Jack was, like near the tee weight. So behind is good. Still within reach. If you can get a nice tight head here and hang on to it, you still could get 3 points in one end. Kind of missed his line a bit, and Waite's all right. Switched hands. Pretty good ball there. Nice draw there. There's Calvin, and he's kind of narrow again. Not what you want here. It could be the last end. Waite's very good. Probably doesn't want to do a whole lot different. Just maybe a freckle more grass. Let's see if we can slide into those 2 red balls on the left here. Looks pretty good here. Ian likes it. Yeah, it's another good one. Yeah, really good there by Ron. Even fell backwards right in front of Jack. Less than a foot away. Just what you need with the 3-point lead. Let's play this pretty well. He's got one right in front of the Jack, one right behind, and one in the back. Come and see if he's got the grass this time. Oh, a little unlucky. Just Ron trying again. Probably wants to target that back wall again, I think. That would be pretty good if he can get to his second bowl there. Yeah, it was really good, Ron. Good time for a great end there. Holding 3. Still from there for Calvin. I can't see the Jack from where he is, so it's always intimidating, but you gotta believe, you gotta know it's there. And just try and draw between those two bulls and get right to the jack. Good effort here by Calvin. Yeah, that's well done there. Very well done. Don't know if it's shot or not, but worse at second. I think we're at the 5 minutes left. Might be able to get on the one. I don't know. It's possible. But I really need to hustle and then get the jack down, and then they might get another one in. And probably no visits to the head either. And here's Ian's first. I think he's going to be short. And it's almost like he needs a sandwich. Just a lot of short ones down the stretch here. Definitely force Daniel's hand to come around and just kind of do what Calvin did. Try to match that bull, see if they can get a couple in there. Yeah, a little heavy. Keevan's probably going to try it again and see if he can get to that bull in this hand here. Don't want any jack movement. I think you'd really like where that jack is. Yeah, if the end's coming down, that's pretty much going to make sure that this is the last end. We've got 4 minutes left. And he's entitled to come down after a second bull. Well, looking up and down, I think this is the last of the men's pairs games going on. They have the only game other going on for the men is the singles, which was staggered start. So that's going on right now. There's Daniel's second. Decent weight. It's a better line. I think he's in there. 3 minutes. I mean, maybe they get it. They just got to get the jack down. So they might be able to get another one after this. All right, here's Ian. A little more weight this time. 2 minutes. Already close. All right, Daniel's third bull. Really could use to get another one in the head here. Not a lot of room to draw, but you know, it's crunch time. Distracted by the only game that's going on next door. Got about 2 minutes left too. Trying. Just again a little heavy. All right, last ball for each guy.
1 minute.
And they're definitely one. So wasn't sure, but South Central's holding 1 right now. Up 3 and up 1 in the head. I think we got about 1 minute left. I think Ian might be short again. Well, he's definitely narrow.
Can you give me a foot? Exactly, jack high. Bring it in a little bit closer to the jack, please. Thank you.
Oh, we're less than a minute, so Daniel, I don't think this shot is going to win on the match, but he can get new life. He can get a jack down.
Time. 12:15.
I mean, our count says it's 12:15 right now, but Usually got somebody who's got to be on a horn or a bell somewhere, so we'll see if they can get another one in. Oh, the bell's there, so this is it. Bell just went off. So this is the last bowl. This match is over. All right, so I think that's one for the South Central guys. I don't know why they're getting a mat. It's done. Wasn't that the bell?
Yeah.
Because they're putting a mat down.
Can't, the bell already rang.
We need to let these guys know that they're done.
That's it.
No one told us.
Yeah, 12:15.
But no one told us when we were halfway through.
Well, these guys are trying to roll another jack, get another game going. So well, it's 15-11. We're trying to. It'd be nice if we got somebody official to come down here and help things out. So I'm going to see if I can help a bit. All right, so Melani's having a conversation with the national umpire in chief, or is the head umpire here? So we're having a conversation with Daniel. I think what Daniel was saying is that nobody told us we were at the halfway point. Nobody came by, which is what they said they were going to do. I mean, we've been trying to kind of say, you know, you got a half hour, you got 20 minutes, you got 10 minutes. I mean, they got 16 ends in, and it's 15-11 for South Central, and I don't think they're going to let them keep playing. So we'll hang out. I mean, all the ladies are done except for the staggered singles game, and the men are all done except for the staggered singles game. We'll hang out. So technical wise, for those of you who wanted to watch, I'm looking at Gary. Our original plan was to broadcast on the World Bowls YouTube page. Help me there. But they're having another event going on, so we can't override what they've got already broadcasting. So we're going to try and upload it to that. The other is the Bowls USA Facebook page. But now we've been trying for a couple days to connect to it, and we haven't been able to. So we just made a call to try and, well, rather than have no live streaming, we'll just live stream to the Southwest site. We're going to try, I think, again, to try and see if we can get to the Bowls USA Facebook page. That's where we'd like to broadcast. That's where we're supposed to broadcast. But we just made the call this morning as we were about ready to go live. It's like it's either live streaming on the Southwest side or no live streaming. So we decided to just put it on the Southwest side so we have something, and we'll keep working. We've been working for a couple days now straight. That Gary and Steve here to try and do it. So we'll see if we get the word from Melanie what's going on.
Good morning. Good morning, and welcome to the Laguna Beach Lawn Bowling Club. My name is Patrick
Well, I guess
Minahan,
we're
and
going to
in
go
this
one more
beautiful
end.
setting of
Not sure
Laguna
what
Beach,
happened.
California, we
Wasn't
are
privy to
hosting the
discussion.
2025
We tried to
Bowls
ask,
USA National
looks like we're going
Championships.
one more end here.
You are going to see 48 athletes from around this country competing for that
So
national
bonus
title
time.
in
I
various
don't know if we're going to
disciplines
get a
of
late,
singles
at least one
as
more
well
end.
as
I'm
pairs.
assuming we're just going to play
We
this.
hope you enjoy the week of competition and have a good time.
But okay, it's 15-11, and on with a decent first bowl. Good bull by Ron. I mean, he turned it over, but it's a pretty good bull. And he's got two close ones, and
Flank to your bull. Taking the jack is good. It's okay.
a little heavy there by Calvin. And so now we've got Ron as the toucher. It's probably set up nicely for a jack or bull shot here for him. Ideally, you'd like to keep it in play. If you can float it around, it'd be okay if you don't hit it. Staying up would be really good for Ron if he could do that. Yeah, that's real well done there by Ron. Even though he didn't get the target, he put it in a good position. All right, here's Calvin's third here. Maybe. Let's see, here it comes. Not too bad. Just a little touch on the jack. Don't know if it's two or not. It's close, but it's a good bull. And Ron's going to just try again and just keep coming this way and see if he can hit to the bull or the jack and come on through. Just trying to draw around. Another good bull there. Ron just getting four bulls, kind of got it surrounded pretty good. But it's still two for the PIMD guys with one bull to go. But Ron's got it really surrounded and not a lot of room to draw to.
Play that word again.
All right, here's Calvin. Trying again to kind of come on through. See if we can get that gap. Oh man, that's really unlucky. Just a little narrower and that would have been really good. As it is, it just happened to hit Ron right behind. And again, you could see how good, these bulls just having it right here is a good position to be behind. So now if there's any jack movement, it's going to be good for them. All right, here's Ian's first. And that one goes in. All right, well, Daniel's, he's got a chance to try and either push these all up or come around and hit this bull. I think the bull would be the ideal. I think that might go, and it just fell over to make it worse. Kind of took part of the profile out of it to make it harder to hit. I could see he's trying to be positive with it. I mean, with it sitting up a little bit, he had a little bit more of an angle, but I think he's trying to get the combo to get it up and get that bull out of there. Ian really doesn't have to do anything. I mean, the main thing for Ian is just don't make it any harder for yourselves. You can afford to put something like in here, be good. He's playing this hand. Or he could try and come all the way across off this bull and kind of get in the mix here. Either one would be bad. No, just trickled in. Daniel trying again. Nice effort. Just didn't quite get there. Yes. Okay, he's Ian. I'm almost wondering if they're going to let him finish or if it's just going to be last end. I just don't know. I don't know what the ruling was. They didn't make it very clear. I guess we'll figure it out if they shake hands at this end or not. And I think they're desperately trying to keep another one on. Just getting quite the collection now on the plinth here, on the ditch or the bank rather. And Ian's just, Ian's not happy that he's put 3 bulls in the ditch, but the main thing is he just doesn't want to give them a chance. So I think Daniel might be thinking of like, yeah, you could see how they're doing the eyeball, like trying to hit this hard and see if they can get this bull out. I mean, the dream is to hit this bull into this bull. This bull goes to this bull. This bull goes to this bull. So then this will be gone, this will be gone, and then they'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 at least, and maybe another bull. If their other one would stick around, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think if he hits this bull, his bull's going to be gone. But he could maybe weasel, get these 3 and then somehow keep that one. It's a dream. I could see part of that combination happening. But a couple bulls to come. And again, Daniel revving up the engine here.
Yeah, great shot, Daniel. Maybe next time.
Kind of moved around a little bit, but still no change. Still looks like 1, maybe 2. One of the other things with these guys is they didn't miss it by much, and I think the announcements went a little long. And so the trial ends went a little long. So I don't think they started at 9. But again, I was privy to the conversation they had with the umpire, whether they're letting them finish or they're just getting one more end. Not sure what Ian's going to try here. I can see him just trying to draw around and come to this spot here. That might be bad, kind of almost like attacking that bull kind of thing. I mean, the last few ends, Ian, has been a little bit off, but I mean, he was just dazzling earlier in this match. And he hasn't needed to because Ron's picked him up, and Ron's been the one that's been playing pretty well down the stretch. It's more that the front end was just really dialed. I mean, everybody was really dialed in. And they've been playing well this whole game on the whole. All right, last bull in the end. Maybe the last bull in the match. I don't know. But Daniel's going to give it a go. Looks like he's revving up the engine here. Got one of his own out, so probably going to be 2 now for the South Central guys. Now they're shaking hands, so this is definitely the last end, and I think they were saying 2 it is for the finish. So good win for the good game, but just a little too much down the stretch for the South Central team, and they'll win at 17-11. You could see the end by end scoring on the Bulls USA page for all the other matches. We're going to be breaking for lunch, and hopefully in the next 45 minutes we get the Bulls USA Facebook page to work, and we'll be there. If not, maybe we'll be here again on the Southwest site. But so thank you to Gary, to Steve, the rest of the crew, Sheila, Joan, and I've been Scott Roberts. Thank you, and we'll talk to you in a bit.